right, and welcome to the TSG Multimedia video podcast for August 1st. And this is John sitting here with
Dan,
as usual. And you'll recall last time we did a video podcast, we had a brick-colored building, which Dan then made look better. Or, does that even make sense?
Yeah.
He made it look better. I can never tell when I'm talking. And this time, we have the white one, which is going to make that look better, too.
Yeah.
And now, before we get started, I do have a question. Because I've seen brick buildings painted white, and then they have dirt and stuff accumulate in the cracks, like where the mortar goes. Is that what you're doing with this?
Well, yeah, this is kind of in a way, I'm doing exactly the opposite of what I did in the other building, where we started with it painted red.
Oh, so you're going to make it look like tan or regular bricks, or?
I was going for more of. I wanted to make this look like more like decaying brick that had been like whitewashed and then, that is aged. But okay. you could take this as far as you want it. You know, if you wanted a more like painted white brick building, you could just more or less leave it white. Now this actually isn't pure white. Obviously, I got a little splotch of red there, which was kind of an airbrush slip. Oh. But that's okay. It won't matter. And then I did spray it with pure white, but I also sprayed some concrete color, which is kind of a light tannish gray.
Yeah, you can see it's a little varied right there.
Yeah, and I did it unevenly on purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
So, let's see what you're going to do with this thing. So I'm very curious now. This
time I'm going to start with a wash. This is the same sort of pale gray wash that I used on the other building.
Okay.
And I'm going to flow that into the cracks.
Wow, that's really making the mortar lines pop a lot.
Yeah. Incidentally, the reason, if anyone's wondering why the other building had its windows removed and this one has them still in it, is because on this building I couldn't get them out.
Was it that stringy glue
I don't know what they were glued in with, but they were glued in really good. So I just left them there.
Wow.
And just painted the whole thing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the mineral brown color that I painted the entire building on the first building.
Oh, last month?
Yeah, last month. And I'm just going to dry brush it on here.
It's like the reverse of what you did last time.
Pretty much, yeah. And this, again, it can be kind of splotchy. In fact, it looks better if it's kind of splotchy.
So once again, it's starting to look like I'm looking at a real brick wall.
Yeah. And you can stop too if you want, because I've noticed a lot of those old brick walls that have been painted white and then the paint's all flaked off. They look pretty uneven, so you could leave a lot of the white if you wanted to, and it would probably still look okay. And I can also come through and vary the color a little bit with like this little bit of an orange here.
So you're dry brushing this too?
Yeah. So it's just not very much paint on here, but it just varies the colors of the bricks.
You should mention how you do dry brushing, just in case people don't realize what you're doing.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm dipping the brush in the paint, and then I'm wiping most of it off on a paper towel so that there's very little paint actually on the brush. And then you just kind of lightly drag it over the surface. And because the brick is raised, it will pick up the color, but the mortar being recessed doesn't.
Looking good.
Yeah, I've just been basically dabbling it with that red and the mineral brown and that orange color until I was satisfied with the way the brick looked. I think this technique actually has a little more character to it than the one I did last month.
Yeah, the one last month looked pretty good.
You can also put this a little rust-colored powder. You can use this just to vary the.
So really, all you're doing is you're using different media or mediums or whatever you call it to just kind of vary the color, right?
Right, which on brick is desirable because you don't usually see brick being, completely uniform.
Yeah.
You can put some water streaks with the powders.
Now, would you do something with the windows? Those little divider things? Would you paint it black or something?
They could probably stand and be some color besides white, but I probably on the other building I'd actually, because I could take them out, I actually painted them a green color.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That makes
This
sense.
one I couldn't take them out, so I'll probably get them with a small brush at some point. I don't know that I'd want to mask over this brick because it might take off some of the texture.
Yeah, I zoomed it up just a little bit so people could see how good this
Yeah.
actually looks.
Yeah, I'm just putting a little bit of water streaking and stuff on the.
Yeah, and that would happen coming off of the outside sill.
Yeah. So, and again, you can do as much or as little of this as you want to.
Just till it looks good, I guess, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Now, I don't know when or if I'll use this building, but, I think it would, some layout somewhere would look pretty good. And hopefully eventually I'll get to use it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for this month's video podcast, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in again to next month. It'll be September 1st. And then, of course, our audio podcast is coming up on August 15th. That's my brother's birthday.
Oh.
So happy birthday. And, so I guess that'll do it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.